Welcome to another chilling episode. Tonight we delve into the spine-tingling tales of phantom footsteps that follow you. Turn off the lights, sit back and prepare to be haunted. Imagine the hair on your neck standing on end as you hear the distinct sound of footsteps behind you, only to turn around and find nothing. The silence amplifies the fear, leaving you with a bone-chilling question: are you truly alone? We'll explore the dark corners of the unknown, where every creak and groan could be a ghostly presence making its presence known. These are the stories of those who have been haunted by phantom footsteps. Footsteps that serve as a chilling reminder that we may not be as alone as we think. Our first tale takes us to a grand old house, its history steeped in whispers and shadows. This mansion, standing tall and imposing, has seen generations come and go, each leaving behind a piece of their soul. The air is heavy with the weight of ages, and within its walls a haunting presence makes itself known. The very atmosphere seems to hum with the echoes of the past, as if the house itself is alive and watching. Picture this: a long, dimly lit hallway, its silence broken only by the sound of your own breath. The walls, lined with faded portraits, seem to follow you with their eyes, adding to the eerie sensation. Each step echoes through the emptiness, amplifying the sense of unease that hangs in the air. The creak of the floorboards underfoot is a constant reminder of the house's age and the secrets it holds. You tell yourself it's just the house settling, the old timbers groaning under the weight of time. Yet there's a part of you that can't shake the feeling that something more sinister is at play. But deep down, a primal fear takes root. The feeling that you're not alone. It's as if the shadows themselves are watching, waiting for the right moment to reveal their secrets. As you walk, you hear it. The distinct sound of footsteps behind you. They seem to come from nowhere, yet they are unmistakably real. Slow and deliberate. They match your pace, every step sending shivers down your spine. The rhythm of the footsteps is almost hypnotic, drawing you deeper into the mystery. You pause, holding your breath, listening intently. The footsteps stop. The silence that follows is deafening, as if the house itself is holding its breath along with you. Silence descends once more, thick and heavy, pressing in on you from all sides. It's a silence that feels almost tangible, wrapping around you like a shroud. You turn, heart pounding in your chest, expecting to see someone standing there in the shadows. The anticipation is almost unbearable, each second stretching into an eternity. But the hallway is empty. The shadows remain just that, shadows with no form or substance. You try to rationalize it away, but the fear lingers, clinging to you like cobwebs in a forgotten tomb. The sense of being watched is overwhelming, making every hair on your body stand on end. The footsteps were real, you heard them, but who or what made them? The question gnaws at you, refusing to be silenced. The hallway stretches out before you, a dark and silent corridor leading deeper into the heart of the house. Each step forward feels like a step into the unknown. Do you dare to continue on, knowing that something unseen might be following your every move? The decision weighs heavily on you as the darkness seems to close in. This haunted hallway becomes a terrifying testament to the unseen forces that may lurk just beyond our perception. It's a place where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs. The phantom footsteps, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. They echo in your mind long after you've left, a haunting memory of the unknown. Our next story takes us from the confines of a haunted house to the depths of a darkened forest, where the unknown lurks in every shadow. Imagine the towering trees, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers, casting long, eerie shadows across the forest floor. The air is thick with the scent of pine and damp earth, and the only light comes from the pale, ghostly moon above. A lone camper seeking solace in the embrace of nature finds himself tormented by an unseen presence. He had come here to escape the chaos of the city, to find peace in the wilderness, but peace is the last thing he finds. He hears it first as he's gathering firewood, the snapping of a twig, the rustling of leaves just beyond the periphery of his vision. It's subtle at first, almost easy to dismiss as the movements of a small animal. He dismisses it as a woodland creature, but as the sun begins to set, casting long, ominous shadows through the trees, the sounds become more frequent, more deliberate. The forest seems to come alive with whispers and unseen movements. He feels a chill run down his spine, a primal instinct warning him of danger. The hairs on the back of his neck stand on end, and he can't shake the feeling that he's being watched. He's no longer alone in the wilderness. The once comforting solitude now feels oppressive, filled with unseen eyes. Something is out there, watching him, following his every move. He catches glimpses of a shadowy figure darting between the trees, always just out of sight. He quickens his pace, his heart pounding in his chest. Every step he takes seems to echo in the stillness, a beacon to whatever is stalking him. The sounds grow louder, closer. The rustling leaves and snapping twigs now seem to be right behind him. Footsteps. Heavy, deliberate footsteps that seem to be gaining on him. Each one sends a jolt of fear through his body. He doesn't dare to look back, terrified of what he might see. The fear of the unknown is paralyzing, but he knows he has to keep moving. He breaks into a run, his breath catching in his throat, the sound of his own fear echoing in his ears. The forest blurs around him as he sprints through the underbrush. The footsteps keep pace, relentless, their sound amplified in the stillness of the forest. It's as if the very trees are conspiring against him, amplifying the sounds of his pursuer. He stumbles and falls, his ankle twisting beneath him. Pain shoots through his leg, but the adrenaline keeps him moving. Panic surges through him as he struggles to his feet. His mind races, trying to find a way out, a way to escape the unseen terror. He can hear the footsteps closing in, the sound of his pursuer's heavy breathing filling the air. It's so close now, he can almost feel the presence behind him. He knows he can't outrun whatever is hunting him. He's trapped. The forest that once seemed so inviting now feels like a prison, and he is its captive. Our final tale takes us to the heart of the city, to an ordinary apartment building that holds an extraordinary secret. This building, nestled among the bustling streets and towering skyscrapers, hides a story that will send shivers down your spine. A young woman, new to the city and eager to make a life for herself, finds herself living in an apartment she believes to be haunted. She is full of hope and excitement, ready to embrace the opportunities that city life promises. It starts subtly, a creaking floorboard, the sound of something being dragged across the floor above her. At first, she thinks it's just the building settling or perhaps a neighbor rearranging furniture. She dismisses it as the sounds of city living, but as the days turn into nights, the sounds become more persistent, more unsettling. The once comforting hum of the city now feels like a sinister backdrop to the eerie noises in her apartment. Then one night she hears it, the distinct sound of footsteps coming from the apartment next door. It's not just any footsteps, but slow, deliberate ones that seem to echo through the walls. Slow, heavy footsteps, like someone wearing boots pacing back and forth. The sound is so clear, so real, that she can almost picture the person making them. She knows her neighbor works nights, so she tries to ignore it, but the sound is relentless, driving her to the brink of madness. Every night the footsteps return, each step a reminder of her growing fear. She pounds on the wall, hoping to get her neighbor to quiet down, but the footsteps continue, undeterred. It's as if the person on the other side is oblivious to her pleas, or worse, intentionally ignoring them. Night after night, the footsteps haunt her dreams, turning her once peaceful apartment into a prison of fear. She wakes up in a cold sweat, the sound of those heavy boots still echoing in her mind. She can't escape the feeling that she's being watched, that something unseen is sharing her space. Every shadow, every flicker of light seems to hide a presence that she can't quite see. Desperate for answers, she confides in the building's superintendent. She hopes he can provide a logical explanation, something to put her mind at ease. He listens patiently to her story, a strange look crossing his face. His expression shifts from concern to something more unsettling, as if he knows more than he's letting on. When she's finished, he tells her something that chills her to the bone. His voice drops to a whisper, and the words he speaks make her blood run cold. "That apartment's been empty for years," he says, his voice barely a whisper. "The previous tenant, an old man, died in their heart attack, they say, but some believe his spirit never left. The previous tenant, an old man, died in their heart attack, they say." The woman's blood runs cold. She realizes that the footsteps she's been hearing are not from a living neighbor. The woman's blood runs cold. She's been hearing the footsteps of a dead man. The realization hits her like a physical blow, leaving her breathless and terrified. She's been hearing the footsteps of a dead man. The realization hits her like a physical blow, leaving her breathless and terrified. She tries to rationalize it away, but the truth is undeniable. The realization hits her like a physical blow, leaving her breathless and terrified. She tries to rationalize it away, but the truth is undeniable. She's living next door to a ghost. She tries to rationalize it away, but the truth is undeniable. She's living next door to a ghost. The footsteps continue, a constant reminder that death is not the end, and that some spirits linger on, trapped between this world and the next. She's living next door to a ghost. The footsteps continue, a constant reminder that death is not the end, and that some spirits linger on, trapped between this world and the next. Every night as she lies in bed, she hears the ghostly steps, a chilling reminder of the apartment's dark past. The footsteps continue, a constant reminder that death is not the end, and that some spirits linger on, trapped between this world and the next. The young woman now lives in a state of perpetual fear, knowing that her ghostly neighbor is always near, pacing the floors of the apartment next door. Thank you for joining us on this eerie journey. If you enjoyed these ghostly tales, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling stories. Remember, the next time you hear an unexplained noise, it might not just be the house settling, it could be the echo of phantom footsteps, a ghostly presence making itself known. Until next time, stay safe and beware of the footsteps that follow you in the dark.